A Jeep drives through a crowd of protesters on I-225, sparking controversy earlier this summer. And today, the district attorney says he will not file any charges against that driver. Good afternoon. Thanks for being with us. I'm Kelly Worthman, bringing you CBS 4 News at noon live on CBS 4 and CBSN Denver. District Attorney George Brockler just wrapped up talking to us about this case. We brought it to you live on CBSN Denver, and CBS 4's Tori Mason was there. So, Tori, the DA really laid out the entire scene this morning with a lot of video evidence. So why does he say he won't file any charges?
Well, the decision not to charge the Jeep driver isn't something District Attorney George Brockler took lightly. He said he could have just sent out a piece of paper saying this is why, but instead he just spent the last 90 minutes explaining the process behind his decision. Now, there are a number of charges people might assume the driver of this Jeep could face, from attempted murder to leaving the scene of an accident. But Brockler says the criteria hasn't been met. While the DA says he has a substantial amount of video from that day, there are holes of video missing during critical times. More than 30 different witnesses were interviewed, and a technical vehicle analysis was done to try to fill in some of the gaps in evidence. Brockler says there was a lot of confusion on the highway that day. Protesters were directing drivers on 225, telling them to stop, turn around, and drive the opposite way on the highway. He said he tries to put himself in everyone's shoes when pursuing charges, particularly their mindset.
Seeing that post-collision conduct, and he has the ability, in my opinion, to swerve left, swerve right, do a whole bunch of things that would indicate some sort of intent or maliciousness on his part in trying to hurt someone. He does exactly the opposite. It seems to me, based on that video, what I have seen there is that he avoids people wherever possible and just tries to get out of there. That's what it looks like.
Now, the DA also says he does not intend to pursue charges against the driver of that F-150 that hit the Jeep. Now, those protesters who spilled out onto 225 could technically be charged with obstructing a highway, but Brockler says he's not going to pursue that as well, and that's because there's more evidence he's looking for. He says he doesn't want anyone who may have video of that Jeep to not come forward out of fear of being charged with being on 225. We're live in Arapahoe County. Tori Mason, covering Colorado First.